Oh boy, 43 degrees in beautiful Georgia. Over here walking in the park. And it's gorgeous out here. Gorgeously cold, that is. I'm proud to report to you all that I have lost 11 pounds. I have lost 11 pounds. Yeah. And I'm getting skinny. I've been on the vegetarian diet for about 11, 12 days now. My girlfriend is, oh, look, a tiny house. Holy shit. I've never seen one of those before. Wow. Like who lives in those things? These people are serious. It's a tiny house. Wow. Right there, it looks like a barn. Do tell. Wow. It's got a air conditioner on top of it and stuff. Let's see. Well, look at that. Oh, the air conditioner's actually running. Must be a heat pump. Because there ain't no air conditioning going on right now today in here. Okay. I'm with you, people. I'm with you. They look just like the ones on TV. Anyway, my good friends, I've lost 11 pounds. I'm so pleased to finally be getting skinny again. And we're just going to keep on this path of enlightenment here. Where'd the thing go? There it is. Thought you guys might want to see a tiny house if you've never seen one before. That's my first tiny house. So, okay, let's see. So, somebody said, what diet am I on? I've become a vegetarian. And it's funny, my girlfriend says, don't do that. You're not a vegetarian. Yeah, it's only been like a week. Why do people do that to you? She says, you seem you're a vegetarian like it's some sort of badge. It's only been a week. You ain't no damn vegetarian. She's just mad because she ain't no vegetarian. Why do haters do that to you? Like they can't see you change. You're in your motorcycle club. You say, you know what? I don't drink alcohol. Oh man, get out of here. Since when? What do you mean since when? That shouldn't be. It should be, well, congratulations, Dragon. I'm glad to know that you don't drink anymore. That's outstanding. You guys don't do that because you're haters. You don't want to see somebody progress. Oh yeah, you don't speed anymore. Since when? Since I got this $1,500 ticket. And then they try to draw you back. Come on, man, let's go race. How about, come on, man, let me pay half of your $1,500 ticket. Let me go ask the state to take some of those points off your driver's license and put them on mine. Since I'm going to ask you to do the dumb SHIT, they do this to you. You don't drink anymore. Black Dragon doesn't drink anymore. Come on, guys, let's buy him around. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, you're not a vegetarian. I bet you'll eat this piece of fish right here. Why do you do that? Why? I mean, it's like a person can't do. You guys want a person trapped in the worst person they've ever been. You want them trapped right there. I think we feel. I think we feel terrified by the fact that somebody might do better, and maybe in the doing better, they do better than we do. Maybe that's what we're afraid of. People feel judged when you're doing better for yourself. I think so, Swoops. I think so. I think they feel like you think you're better than they are. I'm a vegetarian. Ah, here we go. You just say that with such a badge of authority. You ain't no vegetarian like the real vegetarians. Well, I haven't had any meat like the real vegetarians. That's all week. Like the number of days matters. Like somebody, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Ah, since when, MF? You're an MF and smoker. Here, let's have a cigar. You guys should stop that. It's ugly. It's it's not nice. And you're right. A person might only be a vegetarian for 6 days, but they were a vegetarian. They were a non-drinker. They were a non-smoker. They were a non-speeder. They were, if only for an hour. I was if a guy says I used to be a vegetarian, I was a vegetarian for 22 years. Then I started eating meat again. You don't give him any hassle. I admit there's some credibility in some skin in the game. There's some credibility. There's some credibility in spending some time at the wheelhouse. In the Navy, we used to have it. We used to say, "Get you some time on the pond." The pond was one of those 7 great seas. You don't come in here talking that noise and you ain't got no time on the pond. Get you some sea legs, they would say. Sea legs, interesting. You know, in submarines, we didn't have to really have sea legs. But on those things known as gator freighters, you had to have you some sea legs. And that's when the ships would rock back and forth. And gator freighter was a flat bottom boat that I think they could even pull up on land if I remember, or they could get really close anyway, and they would drop off Marines and that kind of business. I think some of those suckers actually drove up on land. Well, I don't know that for a fact. That wasn't my Navy, but that's what I think. But I heard stories of how these things would rock in State 5, State 6 seas, how these things would, and people would actually be walking on the walls. You know, 60-degree rollovers and stuff like that. And you're just like, this thing ain't gonna stop rolling until it rolls over. In a submarine, when that happens, we just dive. When we get to rocking and rolling and everybody gets seasick, we just dive. It's just like being in one of those things, you know. You just dive. No big deal. Oh, it's getting a little rocky out there. We'll just dive. And you know, someone said hell to the fleet. Oh, that's one of my Navy females, Helene. She was in. She did something with helicopters. She was a damn Airedale, brown shoe we call them. Real men wear black shoes. But she would, I think she would bring them helicopters on board with them little flag light stick things. I saw a picture of her in her helicopter clothes. Airedale. We don't like Airedales. Damn Airedales always trying to hunt submarines. F them. But anyway, but we thank you for your service, though, Helene. Anyway, you'll notice that the services always speak negatively of one another. This is crazy. This guy has put so much shit on the back of his RV that it's fallen to the ground. Like, this is a motorcyclist's worst nightmare. That something you packed on your vehicle is going to fall off and kill us. Why do they do this? This is the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. I feel like telling him about himself. But in Georgia, you can't do that because everybody has a gun. So in Georgia, you just go on about your damn business. Look at this. This is blasphemy right here. This right here is the most dangerous. They can't be serious. Wow.
Hey, don't let the dog pee on my tires.
My dog wouldn't pee on your tires.
You don't know.
I do know. My dog is a service dog. Well trained. Man, people. You have to be careful though. These motherfuckers will shoot you. What's wrong with these people?
They can't resist you.
They can't resist me? Thanks, coach. Oh my goodness. Don't let your dog pee on my tires. Don't have your stuff falling on the ground and killing motorcyclists. But anyway, back to my great day. Well, as I said, a lot of times you'll hear the services fight one another. It's like having children or a family. We might fight each other, but we don't take nothing from nobody on the outside. So y'all can't use the same things I use if you haven't been in. So we're going to talk about this email that I got. And so for those of you who monitor that sort of thing, and you put this in my comments, let everyone know that somebody says they'll get shot back. Someone said, yeah, I'm not carrying right now, so I have to be careful. Morning. I'm good. How are you this morning? You enjoying the weekend? Oh yeah, I love walking through here. It's wonderful. So let's see. It might be the first time her tires get washed. It was kind of trailer parkish looking over there. And it's not lost on me that, you know, those aren't always the nicest people. But then there's some really great people in the trailer park too. So let's keep it real out here. Don't underestimate Braveheart. One thing, yeah, Braveheart can show up with his braveheartedness and just go right ahead and piss on that tire, even though you claimed that he would not. And it's almost like he understands, like he's so smart. Oh, she don't like me, and he's taking up for me. Let me just go ahead and act the dog that I can be. And then I would say, well, ma'am, if you get some, if you have some Windex in there, I'll be glad to clean your tires. Okay, ma'am. And stop talking all loud like that and shit, because your husband will get his ass whooped with you acting like this. So we don't have a problem with that. Not supposed to be cursing. There's a lot of salt. There's a lot of salt and hate in this chat. Is there? I hope not. Kind of like the Army and the Army Coast Guard are trying to separate and go independent. Okay, I'm going to sound really... Is there an Army Coast Guard? I didn't even know that. Wow. You know, it's like many Marines tell me that they don't want to be Department of the Navy. We're not tough enough for them, they say. And I just say, sick 'em, devil dog. You belong to me. I'll give you a ride over there, and then you can go get at them. Okay, so we're at 14:58. We're gonna get into the actual topic. So I get a guy who um, sent me a message, and I don't have the paper here. I didn't get a chance to print it before I came out, so I'll have to just paraphrase what he said. And basically, the title of his email was something like "Local police are not showing my motorcycle club any love," and the letter went on to say, "We're a brand new motorcycle club, just 6 months old, and we are just now being able to ride again." They're in Utah, so the snow is clearing. We're just now being able to ride again, and we're not wearing 1% diamonds, he said. So we don't understand why the police keep pulling us over to have a talk with us. And they are, Mr. Perfect says, "I've never heard of an Army Coast Guard." Neither have I. But hey, it could be there. The Army once had a bigger fleet than the Navy and had more airplanes than the Air Force, and may still have that. So we just don't know. But anyway, he says that they're from Utah and they don't understand why the police keep pulling them over to have a chat, to have a conversation. And he says, even though we don't have any 1%er markings on us, they still keep pulling us over. And one of the things they want to ask us is if we're going to be causing any trouble. And Black Dragon, do you have any thoughts on that? And so I must tell you, good morning, Michael Bishop. I must tell you that, yeah, I have thoughts on that. I have dealt with that as a national president so many times. I can't even count them on two hands. This various thing here throughout my entire motorcycle club career. And it is just amazing the things these guys think they can get away with these badges on. It's absolutely immoral to pull somebody over for no damn reason. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's absolutely wrong, and it's absolutely against the law. You have to have probable cause. You have to have something you pulled someone over for. You don't get to just pull people over. And in the days of, son, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. I don't want to see your ass around here after sundown. All that's gone. This ain't Billy Jack. This ain't Sheriff Posner and Billy Jack. Most of you guys are too young to know the reference I just made. This ain't that. Look it up. Find out who Billy Jack was. He was an American hero of the film genre in the 70s. My favorite part was when he said, "You know what, Posner?" Posner said, "What?" He says, "I'm going to take the right side of my foot and kick the left side of your face." And the sheriff is surrounded by all of his bad dudes. No, that wasn't the sheriff. That was the other guy. But anyway, he was surrounded by all these bad dudes that was going to whoop Billy Jack's butt. And Billy Jack said, "I'm going to take the right side of my foot on the left side of your face. And you want to know something, Posner?" And he, "What's that, Billy Jack? There ain't a damn thing you're going to be able to do about it." And with that inside crescent kick, whack! First time I ever saw an inside crescent kick. Dropped him on the ground. And then he got his ass whooped. But that's what you want to do. You want to drop one of them cats on the ground and then go ahead and take your whooping. Only these days, it's not a whooping. You'd actually be a dead biker. So we don't do that. But this idea of we're going to intimidate the motorcycle club. And he said something that I thought was very intriguing. We didn't have any 1%er patches on. So many of you guys think that it's just the 1%ers that go through this. And it's not. That's why sometimes we're interested in what happens to the 1%ers. That's why, what's up, Ironhead? Sometimes we're like interested, like what's going to happen to the Mongols patch. We're interested in that because it's not the 1%ers only. This happens to every kind of a bike club. It doesn't matter if you got that patch on your back. There is a perception of this anti-civilization, anti-society kind of thing that they have, and so you are punished by that. So that's why a lot of times people say, well, if you're now a motorcycle club's not doing any dirt, you don't have anything to worry about. That's not true. Here's a guy right here who's getting pulled over because of perceptions. It's like being pulled over because you're black. Just maybe not as prevalent. But that is what happens. Somebody pulls you over with a perception or an agenda. We're going to shut this motorcycle club down. We're going to shut y'all down. Well, we haven't broken any laws. That's all right. We know what kind of folks y'all are. We know y'all are going to break laws. So they get into this here thing. And it's kind of crazy. But it's illegal. And there are things that you can do about it. So a couple stories. This has happened to my motorcycle club back in San Diego. We were the only motorcycle club to have a chapter in San Diego, a clubhouse. And there was a city councilman who decided that, what's up, John O. Prodigal Redeemed? There was a chapter. Oh, Insane Throttle, what's up? Hey, buddy, good to see you. There was a chapter there. We had a chapter, and there was a city councilman. And I won't say his name because he's dead now, and I don't like to disparage the dead, even though I didn't like this SOB. And he decided that he was going to go on a one-man mission with a lot of power and resources to shut the Black Sabbath down. And we were just a regular old motorcycle club. We didn't have any drug deals going on in the clubhouse or stuff like that. We weren't moving guns or any of that old kind of stuff you see on Sons of Anarchy. That wasn't us. Black Dragon hitting the subject right on the head. Oh, thank you there, Insane Throttle. Appreciate that. So, Hollywood, James Hollywood Massacari, Insane Throttle, Biker Video Magazine. Check him out every weeknight on his channel over there on Insane Throttle. And also his podcast, located on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and many of the platforms that you get your podcast on. His Motorcycle Mayhem, Madhouse, Motorcycle Madhouse on Spreaker. And that's every weeknight. Every night, I think, you can get him. And so also his news magazine, harley.com, where you'll get the latest in biker news, even a much bigger and better site than my own, and gets over 1 million visitors per month. So go check out Hollywood over at Insane Throttle if you guys haven't already, which I think most of my folks know about him. So anyway, this guy decides that he's going to take us out and he's going to shut down our club. And he had considerable resources to do so. He was the city councilman, alderman, whatever you want to call them, in our area. He had the mayor's number on lock, chief of police on lock. And every time we looked around, here this SOB was making threats, making statements in the local newspaper about how he was going to get rid of us. And we had to deal with this clown for decades because he kept getting reelected. And I don't think he ever lost. So at one point, he actually had the city, and I wrote about this in a magazine I used to have called Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine. I actually have thousands of those copies left. I should make them available for you guys to get them so I can get them out of my garage. They had nothing but women and big old booties in the air. Maybe that's why I didn't do good as a motorcycle magazine. But on motorcycles, you know, women bent over on motorcycles. My mind was in that place at that time. But I wrote about this. It was when the government decides that they want to take your clubhouse away. And so when I had a chapter, or one of my chapters in Wichita, moved into a neighborhood, and the police decided that they didn't want them there. And that can happen to you. The police can decide that they don't want you there. So this doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you got a 1% diamond on. They don't like motorcycle clubs, man. There's been too many movies. There's been too many Hollywood types making money off of making our image bad. There's been too many, it sells too many newspapers. They're not going to hardly ever do anything that is going to talk about the positive stuff we do. Only every now and then. And we don't do anything. Motorcycle clubs, and I had a video a couple days ago where I talked about making charities, your charitable work, count towards your reputation. Because we don't care. We're good people. We just want to help. But we have to understand that. And then somebody wrote to me, well, that's propaganda if you're going to use charities. And people always want to take a negative look. I'm not using a charity to do anything but do good for the charity. But if it's but my reputation should be improved by that, as my reputation is degraded by everything negative that's done by some motorcycle club somewhere. So that's why I tell you guys, if you are doing good things, send that press release over to the newspaper so that you can get some good stuff in the newspapers, because we have to have things to counter this stuff that's happening so negatively to our reputations. And it's only getting worse as social media. I mean, every time you turn around. Like somebody just sent me a video clip of Satan's Sidekick in Detroit, their clubhouse being raided by these big, huge cop things. They look like assault vehicles. Like, why the hell would you get a license to drive that? Posse Comitatus is dead. The sheriff, we don't have to worry about the army. The sheriff is equipped like the army. They got these things that they use in Iraq against roadside bombers. They drove that like, it looked like to me in that video, I have to go back and look at it, but it looked like to me like they drove that thing through the front door. I have to go look at it. I don't want to make that accusation, but that's what it looked like. And I was like, why the hell would you have the right to be able to, what's up, Howling Sarge? Why would you have the right to be able to drive that thing in America? Like, we don't have roadside bombers here yet, and I hope we never get them. And they drove that thing through the motorcycle clubhouse. I think I might be wrong. It was a nighttime video, and I got it last night right before I went to bed. And before I decide, I got to go look at it before I make a report on it. But that's what's going on. And it's because we have these terrible reputations. And so it doesn't matter that you're not a 1%er. You will still suffer from some of the blowback. It's like, okay, well, you run around looking like they look, so you get what they get. My grandma called it, when you lay down, son, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. When she didn't want me to hang out with certain people. Oh, you're going to pick up those fleas, son. Grandmama, these are my friends. It doesn't matter that they've been to jail 50 times. I'm not going to jail. When you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Maybe she was right, because we get a lot of fleas. Like pulled over. We just want to know if you guys are going to be causing any problems. You don't get to pull me over for that. What are you pulling me over for, man? Police need a bad guy to chase, and we're easy to identify and safe to F with, because they know we're decent people. And we ain't fixing to be shooting them down and all that like they claim. So take care, Ironhead. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. So no, I think Ironhead's already skinny. So there are some things, and I've been ranting for a while. There are some things. So let's get into some things you can do about it, because it's important to know. You know, we can have these conversations, but Black Dragon, what did you do when your clubs were getting hassled like this? Because at one time in my San Diego chapter, our motorcycle club was located on a corner, and it was storefront property, so you would pull up to the curb and park, and we would have motorcycles parked a mile down the road almost on certain gatherings, sometimes even a couple miles. So the police decided one way to shut us down was to come out and draw a red line on our curb, paint our curb red. And therefore, the city decided that they would basically make our motorcycle club storefront parking area. And so they 1% will pull you over too. I don't know what that is. Are you saying 1% are motorcycle clubs? So they painted our curb red. We come back to the clubhouse one day, and the whole curb is painted red. And it's like, now we can't park in front of our clubhouse, and neither can our members. And essentially, they figured that was like one of the first salvos. How do you shut a motorcycle club down? Before they came to the point where they said, let's just take their colors, like they did with the Mongols, they tried a whole lot of other stuff first. And with us, they said, they've got the most popular clubhouse in the city. In fact, the only clubhouse in the city. Let us just paint a red curb in front of their clubhouse, making a no parking zone. And surely, if they can't park in front of the clubhouse, maybe they'll just evaporate. See, these ideas, they came from somewhere, and they took time to develop, and they've been working on this for decades. These things you see now, they've been working on this a while. But luckily and fortunately for my club, and I was just a prospect then, I think, when this happened, not far from finishing my prospectship, something like that. But I had traffic schools. I owned 5 traffic schools in San Diego, and I happened to know the traffic laws, and I knew that they needed an engineering traffic survey before they could make things like that that impacted traffic in the city. You don't just get to California is one of those great places that has too many laws. Well, this was one of those too many laws that would help us. But you don't get to just affect traffic and put up stoplights and stop signs and stuff without an engineering traffic survey. And I just knew it. I knew no engineering traffic survey had been done, that somebody in City Hall, down at the city council, and I could imagine who, had decided that they would just order the city to come and paint our curb red. So I immediately protested that. And my best friend had a newspaper called the African American Awareness News Link, which later became the San Diego News Link, and I was the editor-in-chief for his newspaper. So I went on a tirade. Every single day, I went on a tirade. And then the other publisher in San Diego that had a black paper was named John Warren, and he was at the police department's throat for everything. They shot a black San Diego police department, or San Diego Charger, who accidentally went into the wrong apartment when he was drunk one night. Cops came in and wasted him. So at that time, you had rioting in the streets. Everybody was mad. And then here I came out with this series of very negative articles, along with John Warren, who was doing the same thing. And finally, they showed up at our doorstep. The lieutenant down there, and he was like, "We need to get these articles stopped. This is killing us." And how do we, no relation to this John Warren. Some of you guys are talking about something. So I said, we need to get this has got to be stopped, Black Dragon. This is killing our reputation, and we need some respite from this. You got to stop this. And I said, well, you guys have to stop with the red put the red line in front of the clubhouse. It's kind of funny. Every morning they would come paint this thing red, and when the guys got off work about 3, 4, 5, they'd go back out and paint that curb white. And we're doing this every day for months. We'd paint our curb white, and they'd come back and paint it red. So anytime somebody had a day off or anything, or they would come, we'd try to get there as early as possible to paint that curb white again so our folks could park in front of it. And but it didn't stop some of us from getting tickets. So I was like, I want the tickets stopped. I want those of us who got tickets, I want those tickets erased. I want those tickets fixed. And we want to sit down and have a meeting with the city attorney to find out why the hell you guys are trying to shut us down. So it was with news pressure that we were able to stop this garbage. It was news pressure, and luckily for my motorcycle club, I was in control of a local newspaper. And that's how I learned how to write press releases and all this kind of stuff, fighting for my motorcycle club and their reputation. And among the police officers in San Diego, our club was well respected. We didn't get raided, none of that. Matter of fact, police would pull up to the front. They never even would come in the door. They'd pull up to the front. Hey, you guys doing all right out here? Yeah, we're doing fine. All right, Black Sabbath, y'all take care. Gone. And that's what the police officers told their politicians. We don't have no trouble out those guys. Matter of fact, they keep the trouble down in the neighborhood. I always say, you got a bad neighborhood, let a motorcycle club come in it. All the BS stops. People don't want to tussle with a motorcycle. It's that reputation thing. So the kids, the gang members, called us OGs. They had respect for the OGs. There was no trouble in our clubhouse, but they wanted us, and so they came for us. And it was through the pressure of the press that I happened to be in control of, that we were able to back them off of us. And we had a meeting with the city attorney. I got to break out that article. It was so cool. The city attorney was there. The same thing you guys call DAs. San Diego called him the city attorney. City attorney was there, and the lieutenant in charge of our division, and a bunch of bigwigs all were there. I wasn't even allowed in the damn meeting. I was a prospect, if I remember right. I wasn't even allowed in the meeting. I'm the guy who set up the meeting. Club politics. But I set up the meeting and I told the guys what to do and what to say. So they were competent and they handled it. And the city attorney used to say, I went to City College next door to this motorcycle club. You did? Yes, I did. I went to college here. They had these buildings here before they were the Urban League. They were part of City College's campus. And I remember when it was night and I was afraid to walk to my car, how brothers in your motorcycle club would walk us to our car or stand and watch us walk over to that dark parking lot and make sure nothing happened to us. And I always felt comfortable knowing your club was there. That's why I tell you guys over and over and over again, I try to beat it into your heads. How you act in public, you don't know who's watching. You don't know that young girl that you could have said, you got a nice booty, ooh, come over here, give me some. You didn't know she was going to be the city attorney. So when you acted ugly, you doomed your club 10 years from now. But when you acted good and you acted like a hero and you acted like a knight in shining armor, even the city attorney that's attacking your butt has to say, man, I remember when those guys would walk me to my car. So I'm like, well, why are you attacking us? You know that we aren't bad. You know we don't have these problems. And she had to admit, this was political pressure being put upon her by this terrible guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop. We want to have a couple of, we need some agreements. One is you got to stop the loitering outside of your clubhouse. You know, we get a lot of crime in the neighborhood that doesn't come from your club, but it comes from the gang members that loiter outside. They don't do anything wrong in your club, but when they come outside, they fight, they shoot, they kill each other, and vandalism in the neighborhood. Whenever the cops come, they come running inside your club. So we want it that if they're not in the club, they're not standing around on the outside. All right, we can do that. We had a couple other things like that. You know, we want you guys to stop selling alcohol. Okay, all right, we can, okay, we can do that. You know, we had some tough things we had to do. But when it came to that and keeping our clubhouse open, we wanted our clubhouse open. So, how do you stop these screwed up pullovers and all this business? Well, first of all, if they're pulling you over without a reason and you're not complaining, then you're going to keep getting pulled over. So you start with a friendly ride and a visit to meet with the police captain, the guy that's in charge, the supervisor. And motorcycle clubs don't move as one. So don't send one person over there. Get over there and take your crew. Say, we want to meet with the sergeant or the lieutenant or the captain in charge. That's who we want to meet with. And we want to talk about why we keep getting pulled over. What are you guys pulling us over to talk about? We can have a meeting right here, right now, and answer every question that you have. Then, that's reaping what you sow, Black Dragon, somebody said. Let me see, did I miss something? Somebody said, John, I hear you and certainly respect your opinion. I've seen it used to the detriment to some of my people. So I personally avoid, what's he going to say, law enforcement? Yeah, a lot of folks do personally avoid them. Somebody said, hey, Black Dragon, I wonder what you thought about today's tattletale culture. Oh, well, we'll get into that. I don't like it. But so the next thing is, so you get over there and you have that meeting. We want to see it stopped, that you are pulling us over for no reason at all. We've been pulled over 3 times now to have a conversation. So let's have a conversation. You want to do it at my clubhouse or your precinct? What do you want to talk about? And now, because after this, we're going to start turning in complaints. We're going to start turning in complaints with the city, and we're going to start turning in complaints to the media every time you pull us over for no reason. And with our complaint process, we're going to start formally asking for redress. You have rights. I know a lot of you guys, well, no, I don't talk to the cops, I don't snitch, I don't do this, I don't do that. Well, then keep getting pulled over. Keep getting your motorcycle club shut down. Keep getting harassed, keep getting hassled. It's up to you. I found that this works for me. I found that this has worked for my chapters, and I've had many of them that people have tried to shut down just because we're a motorcycle club and they don't like what it is that we're doing. And what they don't like is the fact that we are conferring together with people that we like, that are like us, which is our right to do. So now I'll open up for questions. Oh, another thing I want you guys to do. Somebody said GoPro doesn't lie. Another thing I want you guys to do, especially you cats that have those GoPros on your helmets. The minute you get pulled over, switch that GoPro on. Start pulling out those cell phones. Pull them out and utilize them so that you can use them later to represent yourselves. So I think that's a good one, as someone just said. So let me open up for questions real quick here. I'll scroll back. It looks like I had a lot. The media doesn't want to cover the good we do in biker community or toy runs we did last year. We sent press releases and they didn't cover it. Yeah, I know. So keep sending them. Because eventually they run out of stuff to talk about and your press release will be sitting right there. That's why you keep sending them. You keep sending, keep sending, keep sending. I love that saying. Never heard that before. What saying was that? Somebody said it's like me. I'm Latino and I'm not supporting Mayan's MC. What? No one's supporting Mayan MC. They're not an MC. Are they? Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll through here. See if I have anything from you guys. Any more questions? Governments like it when people are atomized. They are terrified of competition in the realm of how things should be administrated. Somebody says I wear a body cam on the city bus. Wow. All right, so I guess I'm not able to scroll well, but it doesn't look like I have any more questions. There was a lot going on, but it looks like you guys were talking to each other. So anyway, like I say, you can stop the jackbooted thug harassment going on very simply by insisting that your rights be respected. And if that means that you have to call that lieutenant and say, hey man, Why you folks keep pulling us over? We're not fixing to be pulled over for doing nothing. That's not how we're gonna get down. I will pick the pace up, coach.
That's right. You'll make me get my whistle on your
Man, let me tell you something. Until
You'll
you
make me get my whistle on your
get the gym built for us to work out in like you've been promising, you can you can stop this stuff from happening. And I got to tell you a story about there's this movie that recently came out about a World War II 7-day Adventist conscientious objector. And I forget the name of that movie, but it's about a guy who refused to carry a gun in World War II. And everybody picked on him and beat him up. They even tried to make him carry a gun, but he refused to carry a gun. And he didn't eat meat. And he was a 7-day Adventist. And when he got over to World War II, he saved so many men's lives that nobody could understand. This guy was so brave and so amazing, and he never killed one person, but yet he got the Silver Star, and he got the Purple Heart, and he got the oh my goodness, the purple one, the top award, Medal of Honor. He got the Medal of Honor, and he was an amazing man. Well, I knew another man like that, another 7-day Adventist who went to the war and refused to carry a gun, and he was a medic, just like this guy that they made the movie about. He was a black man. His name was Riley Brown. And he went over and did the same damn things. They didn't make a movie about him, but he did it almost the exact same things. On that battlefield as a medic, running from down soldier to down soldier, getting shot at, being targeted because of that red cross on his helmet, and saved life after life after life after life. When he got back to America, he got a job in the post office, which he did for about 30 years, or 20 years anyway, before he opened up, or during the time he was opening up his own rest homes for retired people. Well, this guy in rural Oklahoma had to drive 30 miles one way to get to his post office job. And he pulled through a town called Noble in Oklahoma. And every time he got to that town at the same time of day, this cop would pull him over, search his car, and go through the rundown with him. And not anything he ever did wrong. The guy just didn't like him. And so he started to thinking about all the things he had done to keep America great, to make America great. And all the dead bodies he carried and limbs he carried and holes he patched, both in his men and in himself and in the people that he was trying to save. And he decided, enough is enough. I'm not going to be a person who can't drive down the damn street, not for any reason. So he took a trip down to the supervisor of this cop that kept pulling him over with this old 1940s, boy, we don't want you in this town crap. And he took his little thing of ribbons, and he went and he sat down with the supervisor, and he laid his ribbons down across the supervisor's desk, and he said, I've been through hell in the Asian theater, Guadalcanal, places like that for my country. And I have all these damn medals. And yet I can't come and drive back and forth to work. So let me tell you what's going to happen. If I get pulled over one more damn time in this town, then there's going to be a story written. And it's either going to be read over his grave or it's going to be read over mine. He was never ever pulled over again. Sometimes in America, you have to stand up. All the rights and stuff that we're given don't always just come. Sometimes you got to go down and look a person in the eye and let them know I ain't playing. I ain't playing with you. This ain't that party. I'm gonna ride my motorcycle any place I want to ride it, wearing anything I want to wear. And you guys tried that. You tried that one. Didn't work. You tried that. We're not going to let you wear. We're gonna use the law against you and take away what you wear. And the folks you tried that with, it didn't work with them. So keep that in mind. Well, my walk's about over. My vehicle is up ahead, and I'm going to be on with my day. Listen, there's 104 you watching, and I got 30 likes. So if y'all been watching for a while and you like this, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and that helps the channel when you do that. The likes help the channel when you do that. So I definitely appreciate that. Check out our new YouTube channel, Think Tactical. We just got 100 subscribers, so we're very excited. Think Tactical is a biker prepper channel for you. And Think Tactical is our podcast on Spreaker. And we also have bikerliberty.com, which is our newspaper. Hope you find some great articles over there. And you will find some great articles over there. And of course, check out our podcast, The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, Mondays and Friday evenings. And I think that's about it. You guys know my books are available on Kindle. Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, the Public Relations Officer's Bible, and the Sergeant at Arms Bible. So go check those out if you haven't already. And keep sending me things like this, because I like to talk about them. And we have a great time talking about these subjects that are important to bikers. June run. Yes, let me talk about the June run. We are going to Wolverine, Minnesota. No, Wolverine. Where are we going, LaRock? Where are we going? Where the hell are we going? We're going to Wolverine, Michigan. And we're riding up there to the A-Bait run. And you will see that. You get all that information at bikerliberty.com. But those folks that want to ride up from Georgia with me or meet me somewhere on the way, I'm going to be posting that run. I'm going to post our route. I'm going to post that this week. And then you guys will know where to meet us at and go. And we're going to go up to that park in a bait. It's a beautiful little campground we're going to go up to. And we're just going to have a blast there for that weekend, June 7th, I believe it is. And I really need to have notes, walking and talking, and my mind's not clear about that. I wasn't prepared to talk about that, but we're going to have a good time up there. Insane Throttle is going to be up there. Hollywood, James Massacari will be there. And we're just going to have a great time. I am available for public seminars, someone asked, and meetings. So you can hit me up at blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com. Send me your information and also your phone number, and I'll call you. We'll talk. So anyway, I think that's it. Wonderful walk in the park this morning, and it's warmed up a bit. Somebody says, John O says he's 10 pounds down today. with his keto diet. So that's amazing, John O. And I'm 11 pounds down with my new vegetarian diet. And hopefully, maybe I'll go in there and look today and I'll be 12 pounds down. So I think that's it. Just really want to thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, listen, we went over 30,000 subscribers. I'm just so blown away. Hey, Black Dragon, can you please give advice on how to start the diet? Yeah, so I have a Facebook page called Fat Boy Getting Skinny. And on Fat Boy Getting Skinny, I'm listing all kinds of things that I'm doing. And you can follow me over at Fat Boy Getting Skinny. And we talk all the tips about how to get that booty down and get right. For me, it's the gut and the man boobs. Gotta go. Got to go. Keto is good stuff, but it has been linked to a 30% increase in the likelihood of heart problems. Yeah, and so is being fat. So pick your poison, right? Of course, you should come to the Abate of Iowa Freedom Rally on the 4th of July weekend. Maybe. Send me some information. Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. Michigan. Yeah, I thought I said Michigan. Hopefully I said Michigan. Hello from Fort Lauderdale. Hello to all you guys. Join Abate. That's right. I'm a member of Abate now, so I'll be saying join Abate, join Abate, join Abate, join Abate. What is Abate? Abate is a motorcycle rights organization that helps us stop things like police officers pulling you over for no reason to ask you questions. So join Abate. Alrighty then. I think we've done all of our housekeeping. Carb control, just don't put your body into full ketosis for long periods of time. Is ketosis, does that mean he who without carbs? You do need some carbs. Do need that. All right, Abate of Louisiana is on. What's up, Abate of Louisiana? I guess I'm Abate of Georgia. Our annual is June. Stop by, Black Dragon. Maybe so, LaRock. Send me the information. All right, so listen, I'm up out of here. That's my 2 cents. Let me know your 2 cents down in the comments below. Up above, you will see 2 videos, one recommended by me and one recommended by by YouTube, if you guys are watching this at a later time. And Antoine White says he hopes to meet me when I'm up in Michigan. I shall be there, so we shall meet. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Will you stop pulling this leash, mister?